Hi, I'm Tiffany Williams. I'm the chef owner of Exquisite Catering and Events. Today's lunch and learn that we are having is going to talk about holidays without a hassle. So we want you to have a fabulous holiday party. We're going to be budget friendly. We're going to do some demonstrations of how to enhance your already great flavors to your food. We're also going to show you how to set up your tables on a budget to where it can look fabulous and not spend a lot of money. And then last, if you can't do all this, we're going to show you how to find a caterer, what questions you need to ask the caterer, how far in advance you need to book, and how to make your party amazing. Create a budget. That's going to be the most important thing. You want to stick with your budget. Give yourself enough time to plan, and so you don't get overwhelmed. Think about your menu. Are you going to do a potluck? Are you throwing down in the kitchen? Some of you guys said you're not throwing down in the kitchen. And then are you going to get a caterer? So those are things you want to think about when it comes to your food. I wanted to talk to you guys about setting the scene, your ambiance. So when you host a party, you want to hit the 5 senses when people come in. What is the first thing they do? Smell, perfect. That's the top thing that people do. So when you guys came in, did you like the smell? All right, we did that good. All right. And then what's the next thing you do? What's the next sense? Sight. Yes, sight's next. So you come in and you see, oh, this is nice and clean. Did everybody enjoy when they walked in? Yeah, we did that good. All right, sight, sounds. Did anybody hear the music? Yes, yes. So you want to let people come in there, feel comfortable, especially first-time guests. You want them to feel comfortable, welcome. Sight, sound, smell, right? And then we're going to go into touch, right? What are they touching? We'll see when we go to our food. And then taste, of course. The most memorable that they're going to remember about your party. So your informal table setting is usually just your knives, your forks, your simple salad, dinner, water glass. If you're going to have wine, your wine glasses, which we did on this. And we did a candy cane theme on this table. So the candy cane theme was really simple. Red and white theme, we kind of offset it with the burlap. So it's not just one color. Burlap and then the green. It just kind of brightened it up a little bit. So we made it fun. I like whimsical. I talked about my socks earlier, well, my warmers earlier. I like a little whimsical, a little fun. So I thought this was a nice table display, and it's safe for kids and families as well. So the more formal table, you're going to have your red and your white wine glasses on that table. You're going to have a water goblet or water glass. We did stemless on both. Your soup spoon, teaspoon, dinner knife, salad fork, entree, dinner fork. So you want to do a whole setup. And this could go even further because it could have a salad fork, a dessert fork and spoon at the top. You could do another fork, which is usually used for seafood. So it just depends on how far you want to span. Of course, you want to look at the size of your table, see if you can fit it all. When you set these tables up, your food is going to go on a buffet. So you're not going to do a family style unless you have a bigger table. So you want to take that in consideration when it comes to your setup. When you look at your room and your space, don't be afraid to take away things and move things around. Don't be afraid to add another table in the room. All right, you guys ready for a drum roll? They just about cost the same price. About $65 for both.
For both?
For both. You do want to use stuff you have on hand, and that's with purchasing though, but you want to use stuff you have on hand. If you have plates in the house, use your plates in the house. You have chargers in the house, play around with what you have. You can also offset some things that don't match. If you have blues and reds, offset it on your table, and you can mismatch your table up. It makes it look really nice. It stands out. It gives it a pop of color. I'd say 90% of this table is from the Dollar Tree. Yeah, I was in disbelief, and when we set it up, we were like, well, that's a really nice table, and it only costs $65 or less. So we were going for $100, and we were like, it doesn't need anything else on it. It's gorgeous. Yeah, so play around with the local stores. So the next thing we want to talk about is just amping up the flavor. If you cook already, do you use dry herbs or fresh herbs? Dry herbs, awesome. I'm a Woodlawn native, so I always put my close area of range. And I put Hyde Park Produce, which is one of my favorite stores to go get my fresh herbs. Pennies. This rosemary, thyme, probably only cost me about 95 cents. Versus getting a package from Jewel that would cost $2.99 a pack. Time is valuable, so plan ahead so you're not overwhelmed. As for co-hosts, even though you may host a party in your home, may have a friend that's coming by. Say, hey, I really could use some help with the setup. Tell them they're a co-host. Tell them, give them a title. I mean, they may want to invite some more people, but they're going to be more obliged to help you set up and get things ready and get things on time, and you'll have less stress. Give them the title of a co-host. All right? Why do you utilize a caterer? You create less pressure. You're the host, so you get to socialize. You get to enjoy as much as your guests. Your caterer will know and understand the needs of your party, the needs of your guests. So again, you're creating less stress. It's hassle-free. They'll handle your food and beverage service, and they'll provide recommendations for your party or event based on your accounts and numbers. And also, it allows you to still provide some signature dishes that you would do at your party, and let the caterer take the rest. So just some things when you guys are booking a caterer, and give some tips on what helps get through that process really quickly. Event date, time, location is really important. That's one of the first things they want to know. What time can the caterer arrive on site? What time can they arrive to your house to begin the setup? What time can they arrive to start working with food? Have some space available for your caterer. Most people who do in-house catering, they will want maybe, hey, let me get a shelf in your refrigerator so we can keep the products cold, you know? Can you make sure a counter is clear? You know, the more that stuff is done in advance, the more you could just go relax. When I get to a house, I want a person to just go get ready for your party. Don't worry about it. You showed us where it is, we take care of it from there. So that's what you want in your caterer.
I had a fabulous time at today's Lunch and Learn with Tiffany Williams at the University CoWork. The food was excellent.
A couple of things I learned is to, embrace the senses. What does it smell like when you get there? What does it, the room look like? What kinds of things that you have in terms of your food? How does it smell? How does it taste? So you want to engage all five senses. So that's one of the things that I learned. Another good tip that she gave, I thought, was on how to keep the cost down. And she talked about her beautiful centerpieces and the way she had laid out the table. And one of the tips that she gave was getting things from like Michael's or the dollar stores that are holiday themed. I thought that was really a good tip, but her presentation was really good. And then she did a taste test, to test fresh herbs versus herbs that are dried. So that was really a fun thing that we did during the thing. And then she catered, and the food was awesome.
I highly recommend anybody to come and attend, especially if you are someone who is interested or curious. It's extremely fun to come and just like relax, get to know people, eat good food, and to also learn new tips. So I definitely recommend it. Thank you, Tiffany, and thank you, University CoWork.
Tiffany was amazing. The food was delicious. She did a great presentation. She made it really simple and took a lot of the fear out of creating a great holiday experience for your guests, and gave a lot of tips and tricks for any budget, for various levels of experience, and for any type of situations.
So I wanted to recap our holidays without a hassle. Our Lunch and Learn was received very well. We learned about how to set the table, to do it on a budget-friendly setting, where to shop for our items, how to keep it under a moderate price, but make it look very classy, very exquisite. We also went over how to enhance the flavors of your food, just simply switching from a dry spice or dry herbs to fresh herbs, shopping local, shopping at different markets. Again, doing things within your budget. And lastly, went over, if you can't put it all together, hire a caterer, the do's and don'ts, how you get through the process as a caterer, working with your timeline, sending out your invites on time, and just putting it all together so you can have a great event. I want to thank David Lubin and University CoWork for always hosting an amazing Lunch and Learn, for featuring us at Exquisite here this month, and we hope that we could do more in the future.